that's Girardism in a nutshell. Mimetic desire followed by scapegoating. And I think we're kind of in a Girardian moment here where we're looking at
even if you just isolate it to the church.
Yes.
What are the scapegoats here that you see?
Well, I think that for speaking then from a conservative sort of Catholic perspective, I think the scapegoats
Vatican II
are any modern theologian, period. The scapegoats are the Novus Ordo liturgy and anyone who supports it. The scapegoats is any modern theologian of any kind that isn't a straight line Thomist or whatever. The scapegoat is Vatican II. And these things are irrational because there are great things in Vatican II. Okay, Vatican II. One of the things I tell people all the time is if Vatican II caused this, let's put it this way. If the pre-Vatican II church was so strong, and Vatican II is to be scapegoated as the reason why the church has fallen apart, if that pre-Vatican II church was so strong, why did it fall apart almost immediately after the council? I mean, if you wanted to take the point of view that what Vatican II was the lifting the lid off the ecclesiastical libido, and that after it did that, everything went crazy, okay, then what you're essentially saying is that the pre-conciliar church was like a group of Catholic school kids that go on their first field trip and end up terrorizing the museum because they're so ill-behaved. It's like, freedom. The sister's not watching me.
That's a great point. It's nice to remember, too, that the documents of the Second Vatican Council were written only by trads.
Oh, that's right. Everybody
Those are the only ones.
trained in the pre-conciliar. The other thing is...
Trads in the sense of celebrating the
other thing is there's a control in this experiment. The fact is, had Vatican II never even happened, my thesis is that the weaknesses of the church of that time meant that the cultural revolution of the 60s would have unraveled the church in very similar ways. Maybe not as fast. Vatican II was a catalyst, not as fast. Because if you look at other religious bodies, Protestants, Jews, Muslims living in the United States, their religion's unraveled too. I'm not talking here about the mutilation of the liturgy so much as I am simply about the corrosiveness of the secularity of the 60s and 70s and the sexual revolution that ensued. And that my point is that you saw religions en masse suffering decline, in that same era. And they didn't have a second. You saw conservative Judaism, even Orthodox Judaism, suffering declines.
Good
now, why
point.
is that?
That wasn't because of the Vatican Council.
No, they didn't have a Vatican Council.
Yeah.